Hello, my friends, and welcome to Letters from Paradise, episode 32. And I've called this episode Us. That's you, me, and everyone else. During the period that Letters from Paradise has been waiting to return, a dreadful event played out in the city of Christchurch, where a gunman shot and killed 50 men, women, and children. The victims of this massacre were mostly from families who had come to New Zealand seeking a peaceful life. Many had come from strife-torn parts of the world as refugees. It seemed to make our sense of national shame all the more poignant. On this dark day, March the 15th, our Prime Minister, in the course of addressing the nation, inserted 3 words into a communication that had been prepared by her staff for a press conference. Of the dead, injured, bereaved family and close-knit immigrant community, she said to all New Zealanders, "They are us." It was a simple and defining statement of inclusion, acceptance and adoption of those who at one time lived their lives in another part of the world, but now they are us. It was a significant shift in my thinking several years ago to realize that God Himself is a God of inclusion, and to rid myself of fearful and exclusive thinking concerning different others. Whether that difference is cultural, religious, colour or gender related, our dear Abba is the original they are us, lover of all mankind.
The temple Jesus knew was full of walls and no-go zones. The whole structure was walled against those not of Israel. Inside the temple, there were barriers against women and walls against those not belonging to a specially favoured tribe. There were places only the priestly hierarchy could enter, and finally a place considered so holy and heavenly that only an especially appointed descendant of a spiritually elite family could go. That final exclusive zone was walled off against spiritually, sexually, racially and tribally unqualified others by a massive heavy curtain. Oh, but when the one who came because God loved the whole world, when He died as the representative of all of us, that massive curtain split asunder. The ultimate wall came crashing down. The heavenly and the holy was now the domain of all the world. God was declaring, "They are us."
Paul was later to write, "For God's love compels us because we are convinced that one died for all, and therefore all died." The whole world died the day Jesus died outside the city of walls. And here's the unbelievably good news. Paul also was to say, everybody dies in Adam, everybody comes alive in Christ. Paul further announces that God was in Christ, reconciling the world to Himself, no longer counting people's sins against them. Oh, that's all the world and all the people in it, of every kind, every belief, every lifestyle. And then to the Colossians, so spacious is He, so roomy, that everything of God finds its proper place in Him without crowding. Not only that, but all the broken and dislocated pieces of the universe, people and things, animals and atoms, get properly fixed and fit together in vibrant harmonies, all because of His death, His blood that poured down from the cross. It's universal. Nothing and no one escapes the embrace, the reconciling love of God. They are us. As the joyful song proclaims, oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. Oh, I couldn't earn it. I don't deserve it. Still you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Dear friends, I don't know for how long and for how many eternities a person can resist and reject this overwhelming, reckless love. But I agree with the song's writer. It's a never-ending love. And I agree with Paul. Nothing can separate us from it. And so, dear friends, if you don't know that God has already wrapped his arms around you and reconciled you to himself as one of his dear children, friends, if no one has told you that God no longer counts sin against you, not one, I appeal to you. Please acquaint yourself with who you truly are, with your reality from God's point of view. You belong. You've been adopted. Please change your mind. Believe. Many centuries ago, the wise and godly church father Athanasius said, "The God of all is good. Therefore, he is the lover of the human race." Shalom.